Welcome back to the Green Screen, the only UNT sports news show. I'm your host, Evanson Frank Love, and we have a lot of updates for you today. We have some season-changing games, some much-needed wins, and stunning losses, but bounce back from our UNT teams. But first, let's get a preview of a monumental game we have tomorrow for our Mean Green football team. And our football reporter, Jayden Rudd, he's here in the studio with me. Jayden, how important is this game tomorrow?
It's so important that I feel like it's like being a kid on Christmas, walking into the candy shop for your first time. The North Texas Mean Green have a big conference matchup but that holds playoff implications with the number 24th ranked South Florida, who, as we know, will come into DATCU Stadium in Denton Friday night at 6:30. And this game holds a lot of weight. We're in a loaded American Conference this year. We have 3 teams still currently undefeated. We have 4 teams that are currently favorites to win the conference, consisting of us, Memphis, USF, and Navy. And thankfully, we only have to play USF and Navy, and the other 3 have to battle out later on in the season.
I'm getting a little antsy when you talked about Christmas, opening up your Christmas presents, getting some candy. I used to be a candy fiend back in the days, but that's not the conversation and topic for today. The topic is our Mean Green football team. We're 5-0 right now.
Yes.
The first time since 1959. This is something very impressive. But what's been the most impressive factor that led to us being 5-0?
I feel like finally finding that balance. This has probably, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little bit of bias here, but I've been here for 4 years, going on 4 years, and this has been the best team I have seen at North Texas since I started coming here. We're coming into this game with one of the most balanced teams in all of college football. UNT's offense is ranking 8th in the country for scoring offense, thanks to largely 11 forced turnovers by our defense, giving us a 1.6 plus average on our turnover margin, making it the best in the American and the second in all of college football. And, you know, we have, I would say, arguably the best quarterback right now in college football, our field general, Drew Mestemaker, who leads the American with 158.4 passing efficiency and ranks inside in the top 3 among freshman quarterbacks in touchdown passes, passing efficiency, and completion percentage. And I don't know, what more can you ask for from an offense and a defense?
Well, there's one thing you didn't mention was that phenom. I'm talking about Caleb Hawkins.
Yes.
Ooh, man.
Yes.
He emerged out of the scene out of nowhere.
He's going to be a very, very hard issue for this USF defense. I know, like I said, you know, USF is coming in, they're ranked 24th. They've had notable wins against Florida. They've had a notable win against Boise State, but we did see them lose to number 2 Miami when they actually got steamrolled. But that's what you expect coming from a P4 against a Group 5 conference.
Yeah, that's the number 2 team.
Exactly.
Come on.
But, you know, coming into Week 7, it's a lot of highlighting that you have to say. Caleb Hawkins has been on fire this year. The 6'2", 200-pound freshman is going against a team that the PFS has given him a grade of a 69.6% on rush defense. And we know Caleb Hawkins is a physical running back. He's going to get what he wants. He's averaging 7.3 yards per carry with 7 touchdowns on the year. And you also know that we have a tandem with him and Mackenzie McGill, who is another one averaging 5 yards a carry with 4 touchdowns on the year.
So does that mean that we should run the ball with Caleb Hawkins? I mean, he seems like the guy. This is the guy. And no, this is no slate to McGill at all. I think McGill is an incredible running back, incredible player. But the one with the explosive plays has been Hawkins, especially when he's in the mix with a guy like Mestemaker.
Yes.
Mestemaker, boy, can this kid throw the ball. From somebody who didn't start a football game in high school, it's incredible to see what he's doing right now for our UNT team.
Oh, yes. I think that's been the biggest thing of our season is getting the quarterback play out of him that we've wanted. He's thrown for 1,200 yards on the season, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he's averaging 8 yards a completion with almost 70%.
Yeah.
So it's a lot that goes into this game, I would say, with who do you want to see have the biggest game. But again, it's about finding that balance. Don't rely on that one person. Like I said earlier, USF coming in with a 69% ranked defense right now. And it's a lot that can happen because, we don't want the lights and the media to get to UNT's head. I've been seeing a lot of stuff coming around with the stories coming out. We've been seeing us getting highlighted on the American Conference Instagram. We've been getting highlighted on CBS Sports. ESPN has posted us a lot. And it's just a lot that goes into a game like this. And, Coach Eric Morris does have some stuff that he wants to say to keep us in check.
I mean, this will be a huge test for us, but I think our guys are excited, and we got to avoid the distractions and then be able to just do the things that we've done well up to this point. And that's being able to stop the run on defense and create the run game on offense. That's to be efficient on third downs on both sides of the ball. That's to be able to really, really transition the ball well on special teams and then find them explosive in there. Be good once we get in the red zone and score touchdowns and not field goals. This is not a team that you want to settle for field goals against. I think these last two games, they're averaging 50-something points a game in these last two games. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. But our guys have earned the right to play in a big, meaningful game up to this point, and we just got to go capture the moment.
So big game coming this Friday and tomorrow. It still doesn't feel real because I've heard that this game was supposed to be a flex at first, but with USF coming in at ranked, we were able to get a Friday primetime game on ESPN. So I'm very excited for that.
Super excited, and hopefully we can come out with a victory. But, USF, I know Morris, he mentioned it a little bit that for the past two games, they're averaging about like 56 points. On the season, though, they're averaging 36.2 points per game, 181 total points on the season. Who has more of the challenge ahead of this game? Is it our offense or is it our defense? Because that's something tough to stop.
I would say, I'm not really big on, seeing who has the biggest responsibility. But as much as we've watched our offense play this year, the level of play, the level of being able to score pretty much at ease, and also being able to score coming from down a couple points, coming down from maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns, we've showed the ability to be able to stay in the game. But I do want to say our defense does have it kind of out for them this week. I've been seeing a lot of stuff online with the USF fans calling us frauds, potential frauds, and all that stuff. But I do want to highlight, like I said earlier, this team is the best team I've seen since I've been at North Texas, and a big part of our defense has been the first-year defensive coordinator Skylar Cassidy. Our defense is giving up just over 300 yards total per game. We have a very strong pass defense, which is allowing only 135.8 yards per game. We're ranked 8th in the FBS for that. But we do see USF having a great run game. They have 4 running backs that have ran for over 100 yards this year, and a running quarterback, which, as you know, in college football, running quarterbacks are always scary. And I do want to say, though, USF is looking to play with a fast tempo. They're going to want to establish the run game early. Last week against Charlotte, 101 offensive plays, which is outrageous. That's a lot, and that's what's keeping them to winning games. The key to winning games is getting another defense tired. But I do want to say this defense is carried and lifted up by one of the best linebacker tandems or groups in all of college football. We have Ethan Weslowski, Shane Witter, and Trey Fields, who all three are that led us to being on one of the only teams with 3 linebackers to have over 30 tackles this season. Their PFF rankings, we have Ethan Weslowski has a 3rd highest grade. Shane Witter ranks 10th, and Fields sits just about 19th. That's 3 players in the top 20. Witter leads the way with 48 tackles. Fields has 40, and Weslowski has 31. That is an outrageous number for 3 linebackers on the same team. So I do see a big game coming out of this linebacker group.
It's looking like our defense and our offense, they have a lot of work cut out for them.
Yes.
And this is going to be a very close, exciting game. But this is one of those games that you lose sleep just anticipating because you can't wait to see how the outcome is going to be. But of course, we're hoping that outcome is a victory for our Mean Green football team. Thank you so much for the update, Jayden.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So this is a very, very important game for our Mean Green football team, like we just said. So please come out and support our team tomorrow night. They're going to need all the support that they can get in the blackout that we have for tomorrow. Now, our women's volleyball team, they've just played in 3 different games. They played against USF, Florida Atlantic, and UTSA. And our volleyball reporter, Baylee Dusuau, she's here in the studio to give us some updates. Baylee, how's our volleyball team looking?
Thank you, Evanson. And volleyball is keeping us fans on our toes this week, as it didn't have the best weekend in Florida, falling to both the South and Atlantic teams. Now, UNT did manage to win 1 set in both of these games, but they failed to keep that momentum moving forward. However, yesterday evening, the Eagles returned home to face UTSA, and boy, did they put on a show. Now, this rivalry game was energetic from the start, but the energy from the UNT players may have been a bit too much, which led them to giving up multiple points to the Roadrunners, leading them to win the first set. But the girls came back with the same power from before, but under control, which led them to dominate San Antonio, leading to the fourth. But UNT fell into bad habits again, giving up points, but with beautiful blocks from Laura Donafungi, we won that game. Energy was a big part of yesterday's game, so let's see what Coach Fleming has to say about that.
Did you see our crowd? This is just a fun place to play. I can't coach. It's just too loud. But I think we used that tonight. We didn't have that at FAU. We didn't have that at USF. I think that's big. I mean, men's basketball was here. Women's basketball was here. I think we'll credit the environment. It's so much fun to play when they make a good play. And I can't even congratulate them because the whole gym is. So it's just a fun place to play. And I think that's, we got to use that home court advantage.
I mean, you heard it from Coach himself. Whenever you guys are there, you make a difference. So make sure you are there on the 17th when the Mean Green returns home. But before that, they're going to head down to Louisiana to face Tulane. And I asked true freshman Dakota Mitchell how she was feeling leading into this game. And she said that they were already confident heading into this game. But after yesterday, getting that win, feeling that energy, they're going to carry that confidence with them into Tulane, and she's feeling good about that game. I'm feeling good about that game. And although Tulane is 9-6 overall, the fun thing is that they're 7-1 at home. So I believe that when a confident UNT team walks onto that court, that they are going to add another loss to Tulane's record. That's all I have for today. Back to you, Evanson.
Thank you so much, Baylee. Wow, what resilience that our women's volleyball team showed, especially after bouncing back from 2 losses. But they're not the only UNT sports team that's bouncing back, because our women's soccer team, who have had a very rough September, is looking like they're about to have a very bright October. Our soccer reporter, Jake Broom, he's here in the studio with me. Jake, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling absolutely amazing right now, Evanson.
Very, very excited, especially after this victory, a much, much needed victory for them.
Definitely.
What do you think led to this shutout victory for our Mean Green soccer team?
Personally, I would think our shutout just completely came for the defense. I mean, you have Alina Arneth, who's back in the lineup after injury. You have great defenders such as Abby Majors and Rachel Rubuck. Abby Majors even cleared one off of the goal line after Alina Arneth was taken out of the play. You have these such strong defensive players that are just ready to commit for their team, and it's adding on to that team.
And how did we get an opportunity to score a goal?
We had an opportunity to score a goal because we doubled Temple's shots on target. We had 8 shots on target, one of them coming from the one, the only Mia Bernard, getting it into the back of the net for us to take the lead and the win for a 1-0 win against Temple in Philadelphia, their hometown.
Man, Mia Bernard, she's been very, very impressive. I know soccer is a team sport, and there's a lot that goes into scoring a goal. It's not just, you just kick the ball in there. Obviously, you have to get an assist, and also it's the off-the-ball movement that gets the opportunities to create openings in order for your players to get a shot through the goal. But how impressive has Mia Bernard been? Because she's been the consistent offensive focal point for our Mean Green women's soccer team.
Yeah, no, Mia Bernard has been stupid consistent throughout the entire season. She leads the team in goals and assists, 5 goals on the season, 4 assists on the season with 19 shots on goal. on the season. She's leading in so many different stats. I mean, there's a reason that she is a junior captain. She was even awarded Offensive Player of the Week because of how she played against Temple, as well as 3 other players on this UNT team. Alina Arneth was awarded Goalkeeper of the Week from the American Conference. Lillian Vandiver was awarded Freshman of the Week because of her assist to Mia Bernard's goal. And Abby Majors received an honorable mention for Defensive Player of the Week because of how well she played, for how well all 4 of these players have played for UNT.
Congratulations to them on the awards, and also, of course, on the victory.
Exactly.
Very, very much so needed. It's looking like a very different October for our Mean Green women's soccer team, and they do have a game tonight against who?
Against the Memphis Tigers. And I mean, you look at these stat lines, you would think, oh, number 11 Memphis, they seem a little bit scary. They're 10-0-2 overall, 4-0-1 against in conference play. And that's a little bit intimidating to, the UNT stat line being 5-8-1 and 1-3-0 in conference. But I would not be worried if I was UNT. I would just be excited to see that this fire is back after the calendar turn. This fire is back in this UNT team that we're seeing in early September. And I would be very, very shocked if we do not put one in the back of the net tonight. I would also be very, very shocked if we don't come out with at least a tie tonight against this number 11 Memphis team. I would not be worried. If UNT is able to pull out the win against this strong opponent, it can really show how just this one-page flip of a calendar is turning the tides for the Mean Green.
It's a new month. We have the same team. We have some players that came back, but guess what? We had a new end of the game. We won the game, and hopefully the rest of October will look like that for our women's soccer team. Thank you so much, Jake, on our update for our women's soccer team. Like I said, it was a much-needed victory for them, just as much, or probably more important than a much-needed victory for our men's football team. But our women's soccer team, they deserved this victory. They really did. They had a very, very rough September, and I'm just so excited and happy to see them coming back and get their morale boosted up. But let's talk about our men's and women's golf team. They had a good outing this past weekend. At least our men's did. Our women's soccer team, they faced some chilling challenges. Our women's golf team faced a 6-hour weather delay that was due to a cold front. But that affected every team, every single one of the 14 teams, because none of them got close to being below par all day. Our Mean Green team, they finished 13 and shot for 624, and our senior Mallory Luttweiler and junior Bouquet Sussenboom each tied for 43rd out of 78 competitors and shot for 154 over 14. And they traveled to San Marcos, Texas in 15 days to compete in the Jim West Challenge at Kissing Tree Golf Club. I wish them good luck in the next 15 days. Our men's golf team, they placed 8th in their tournament with their best round of the tournament last Tuesday, totaling a 4-under 284 on the day with a score of 861. I usually mention the freshman Mitchell Meyer, but for this tournament, the standout for our Mean Green golf team was sophomore Alex Huang. He led North Texas with a 10th place finish after rounds of 69, 68, and 71. Not to mention Noah Blacknair and Cal Svederman, they both finished the day under par alongside Huang. And the Mean Green, we head to Little Rock for the Everett Buick GMC Classic on October 13th through the 14th for our final tournament of the fall. So I wish them good luck. Now, our women's tennis team, they just started their tournament today. And our tennis reporter, Josh Landers, he's here in the studio. Josh, how's our tennis team looking?
Thanks, Evanson. And UNT Tennis is not only prepared, but so far, they're thriving during a tough invitational this week. The Mean Green are competing in the ITA Texas Regional in Fort Worth, Texas, hosted by TCU. The Mean Green have 5 singles players and 3 doubles teams that are set to compete in this invitational. For singles, Marina Adati and Lily Schultz have already moved on to the round of 32, defeating opponents from the likes of Abilene Christian and UTA. For doubles, which will be played on tomorrow, Friday, Lily Schultz and Lucia Lard already received a bye to the round of 32. The duos of Stefani and Fomi and Carolina Ladner, as well as Pia Petalinsek and Marina Adati, are paired are not only prepared, but battle-tested for their opponents during this invitational, both of which are facing their opponents from the University of Incarnate Word as well as UTSA. So it'll be interesting how a rivalry against UTSA, or the Battle of the Birds, ends up across all sports. The Mean Green notoriously have held confidence during this invitational. UNT has had a doubles duo advance to the round of 16 3 separate times in the past 4 seasons leading up to this 2025 invitational. And man, that's a good record. You almost can't get better than that. This regional is also largely important for the Mean Green women, as the 2 singles finalists and the doubles champion will ultimately have an opportunity in both the NCAA singles and doubles championship, which will be held in Waco, Texas, hosted by Baylor University. After this invitational, UNT will be playing in the American Conference Championship held in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After the American Conference Championship, UNT has the opportunity to participate in the Hurricane Invitational, which is also held in, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and will be hosted by the University of Tulsa. That's enough from me. Back to Evanson at the desk.
Thank you, Josh. Now, I know we've covered a lot. We've had a lot of great updates, but don't forget, tomorrow is the biggest game in decades for our UNT football team. So make sure that if you're not at the football game, and if you are at the football game, that doesn't matter, because make sure that you somehow are watching and supporting our men's football team tomorrow night. And what better way to get updates on tomorrow's game than the green screen? The only UNT sports news show here in Chilton Studios. I'm Evanson Frank Love, and we'll see you next Thursday.